Hey guys, welcome to Pajama Let's Play. I'm Michelle, host of Pajama Let's Play, where we talk all things Kingdom Hearts. Today, I'm actually going to do episode 2 of what I'm now calling the Small Channels Showcase. Basically, I take channels that have less than 5,000 subscribers, pick a video, get their consent of course, and then I review them on this channel. So today, we're going to be featuring a channel called the Gummiphone. You may have seen him around in the comments, he's pretty awesome. And we're going to be reviewing his video called Brain and Soul. And it's also text-based, which I'm not a strong reader, so bear with me while I read it out loud. But before we get into that, make sure to like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitch, check out my Patreon. All of those links are in the description box down below. Before we get started, as I said before, this video is text-based and text only. I am not a strong reader, so I'm going to be pausing every slide so that I can actually read them in time. So I apologize in advance for that. Okay, so without further ado, here we go.
Hey! Is this how you wanted it? Xehanort! You want to fill me in?
I am.
Hey! Do you remember now, or... Wait. Did you never lose your memory?
That's not my name. I'm not Xehanort.
What?
Get a kick out of this guy.
My name is Ansem.
Alright. Apreta is Xehanort's grand experiment. Experiments of the Heart notes on Subject X, or Subject Key, but we're going to call her Subject X, Excerpt 2. Subject's memories have not returned, and our conversations remain less than lucid. What fragments can be gleaned evoke a bygone world like one out of fairy tales. As improbable as it seems, the question may not be where she has come from, but when. If she truly has crossed through time, the prospect of probing her heart is all the more compelling. My pilot studies used a handful of subjects, but none possessed the fortitude to endure them. Ultimately, all suffered mental collapse. I knew it would be a heavy blow to lose a subject as unique as she. Upon discovering the tests I've been conducting, my master demanded that I cease my work immediately and destroy what research I had compiled. Worse still, he ordered the release of my remaining subjects. She's gone. Where is Subject X now? Has wise Master Ansem hidden her away? Whatever the case, I will not be deterred. I will take her place as the first subject in the grand experiment to come. What is a body? A body is straightforward. It is the meat suit we wear while living life as a complete human. The soul is given its traits, and the heart sparks us to life. And through the gateway of the womb, we are given flesh. The replicas created by Vexen can be used as a substitute body. By Kingdom Hearts 3, his replicas have become indistinguishable from a real body. The difficulty in recreating Roxas was not just having one of these vessels, but to also infuse his heart and spark it to life via connection with another person. Okay, so far so good. What is a heart? The heart is the body's strongest muscle, but also its weakest point. As we experience life, the heart is shaped by our experiences and connections. Amen to that. The heart allows us to develop a moral compass and differentiate ourselves from base instinct. True. The heart has always been quick to grow. Each exposure to light, to the natural world, to other people, shapes this most malleable part inside us. Ansem the Wise. So far, so good. So before I continue, I also want to point out that clearly there is music in his video, but because of the way I'm editing this, the music is going to be spotty. So, which you probably have already noticed. Again, that's just because I'm not a strong reader, not because of anything with the video. So I just need more time than most to be able to get through slides. So I'm sorry that it's sounding a little funky. Anyway, what is a soul? The soul is our mentality and will. It is the identity given to you before you were born. A creature without a soul is not alive. I really want to nitpick that, but nitpicking that phrase isn't going to change the outcome of the theory, so just leave it there. Synonymous with the mind, the soul is housed in the brain. A subject that suffers mental collapse is typically regarded as a vegetable and may as well be dead. Very true. Or at least in Kingdom Hearts, I think that's true. In the real world, I would associate the soul with the heart, personally. And the mind with the spirit, probably. But that's just my take. A particularly strong will may bind itself to inanimate objects. However, its influence on the world is exceptionally limited and can be easily dissipated. Funny enough, I have been watching Supernatural, and this happens a lot, where souls bind themselves to objects that they hold dear because the business they left behind is so important to them that they can't let go and they can't move on. So I like that parallel right now. Body and soul equals nobody. When a human has a body and a soul, but lacks a heart, the body continues to exist elsewhere as a nobody. Yes, that is true. Sorry, I had to go through that in my head. The heart, now exposed to darkness, collapses and becomes a heartless. True. A nobody does not care about right and wrong. Without a heart, nobodies are no longer guided by morality, but are still capable of higher thought. Totally true, which we saw with Xemnas. He's a great example of the lack of morality. So, I agree. The heartless, meanwhile, regress and operate on base instinct with their only motive to seek out that which they hunger for. Hearts. True. Yes, I agree with this entire slide. Sorry, it took me a moment to think about it. But based on my Nobody video, linked here, I do agree with the way that this is put out. He clearly researched it. And all of that evidence is in my video if you want to go double check it. So, but yes, this is my understanding as well. Heart and soul equals spirit. Ha, there we go. When a heart and soul are projected, but without a body, they are a spirit. Thinking about the reincarnation stuff from Union Cross. Okay, I do agree with that. A spirit may linger in the realm of the living when it has unfinished business and is not ready to move on to the afterlife. Basically what I just said about Supernatural, so we're good there. Like Ericus, Riku Replica was able to stow away inside Riku until his business with Dark Riku was concluded. Seems logical. Let's keep going. Body and heart equals deceased. If the body and heart are present, but the soul has departed, the subject is deceased. True? True. In the final world, the nameless star exists as just a soul. Elsewhere, both her body and heart were taken from her. Yes, that is true. If y'all have other examples of that, I would love to hear them. So this is just one of the things that I'm having a harder time visualizing. It sounds right, and I totally agree about Stella / the nameless star. But I would love to hear more examples if you have them. For a time, Naminé exists in this state. Oh, there we go. Maybe I should just keep reading things. But anyway, all the examples, I would love to hear them. For a time, Naminé exists in this state as her body and her heart did not exist. True, she was in Kairi's heart. But her soul remained in the final world. Naminé existing as a soul explains why she was able to reach out to Terra's lingering will. The only disagreement I have with that is that Naminé seems to have grown a heart, which resides within Kairi. So I'm not sure where her existing in the final world falls within her timeline exactly. If anyone wants to elaborate that'd be great. But that also seems like a nitpicky thing that doesn't actually change the theory, so let's keep going. Lost memories. Larxene says that Naminé smashed Riku Replica's heart, yet we know her powers have to do with memories. The heart is molded by memories, but those memories are stored in the brain. Very true. At least in the real world, that's absolutely true. Fun fact, they're stored on neurons, which I don't understand how something tangible like a neuron or nerve, whatever, can hold an intangible thing, but yes, that is in fact how it works, and it's really cool and really trippy. When shutting down the Riku replica, she quite literally killed him by deleting his memories. True. It does seem like that would put him more into a vegetative state than anything else. Sora had to be put into stasis in order to reconstruct his proper memories. Attempting to restructure a human's mind from the ground up while awake could lead to mental collapse, which we have seen in the secret reports, or the Ansem secret reports. I don't remember which ones, but I remember it being noted. However, the links of the false memories remained, albeit disconnected from the chain of memories. Right. Yes, that is true. Let's keep going. Forgot about Julius being involved in this. I've seen this one time before, so all of my recordings are my second watch through because my memory is not great, so that way I can respond as if it's the first time because I legit don't remember most of it. So, but I do watch them at least once in advance to make sure that the theory is sound, that it's not going to be me just bashing on it because who wants that? And that it's a theory I would actually want on my channel. So far, all of the channels I have found easily have at least one video that I want to cover, so it's pretty cool. We've got a whole list going. Anyway, save the rest of that for the end. So, Runaway Brain. I also know nothing about classic Mickey and his cartoons. I don't remember them. I barely remember House of Mouse on TV. Really, I only remember the villain episode. So, Runaway Brain. The secret boss in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, I assume that's what that is a rather vague illusion. Julius comes from a 7-minute comedy horror about Mickey accidentally switching brain and soul with Julius, a monstrous creation made by Dr. Frankenoli. I'm sure I said that incorrectly, but let's keep going. It is through this process of switching minds rather than hearts that someone can look different but still be themselves. The process is not initiated surgically, but is initiated electrically, implying that the mind can be transferred by data. Okay, so first off, I like that this is from a world that's already connected to Kingdom Hearts. I think it's in 2, right? Where he goes into Mickey in the past. What's that called? Oh my goodness, I don't remember any of this stuff right now. Anyway, but that's already connected, and that is the realm that this cartoon is from. So that's pretty cool. And then 2, I also like that this is clearly going to tie in like the datascapes and things like that. This is an older theory, so it's before the Union Cross finale and all that. So it's even cooler to go back with the context of what we now know. Also, make sure to check out the data ring theory. which is done by Cat Black on her channel. That was episode 1. So, where it really dives in, she really dives into the date escape idea. So, make sure to check that out if you haven't already. So far, I do agree with this. This is leading up to something big, and I don't exactly remember what it is, so it's going to be good. Other than, of course, it involves the grand experiment referenced in the reports. So, let's keep going. Okay, Disney. Dr. Triple X. That seems inappropriate. Anyway. Master Xehanort is loosely based on Dr. Triple X. He's the villain of the 1933 Mickey Mouse short, The Mad Doctor. Well, that explains why that was acceptable. I don't know that Triple X was a thing back then. In this short, he attempts to remove Pluto's head and attach it to a chicken to find out if the resulting chimera would bark, crow, or cackle. Well, that's disturbing. The Mad Doctor is one of the few public domain Disney characters. Interesting. He died, I don't remember when he died, but it would be 70-something years after that. So, I mean, that does make sense. So, I know it was December 15th of whatever year it was, because that's my birthday. So, you know. Anyway, in some countries, his cartoon was so dark that it was banned. That sounds accurate. It's the same reason why some games are not available in certain countries, because they're too dark. Including some Nomura projects, I think, or they were trying to avoid that. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I did research a long time ago and I don't remember it anymore, so sorry. Dr. Triple X also appears in Epic Mickey, in a world where scrap Disney characters live. I have never played Epic Mickey. I need to do that. Okay, so yeah, this guy is not someone you'd want to meet in real life. Got it. I can understand why he got scrapped. But that's sad. The land of misfit toys kind of feeling. Ansem the Wise. As Diz, Ansem the Wise's face has been altered. Despite having the same amber eyes, Diz does not have a blonde goatee like Ansem. His skin color is also notably darker, like the Seeker of Darkness. Upon removing the bandages before Mickey, smoldering wisps reveal his face to be Ansem the Wise. Diz laughs hysterically when Riku, while taking on the appearance of the Seeker of Darkness, tells him that his name is Ansem. He's laughing because they've both ironically taken on the appearance of the Seeker of Darkness, while Riku was also stealing Ansem's name. After his encoding device fails and subsequently explodes, Ansem the Wise is knocked into the realm of darkness, while Riku's appearance is reverted to normal. After this point, Ansem the Wise is also reverted and fully human again, and can no longer open dark corridors. He must now don a black coat to protect himself in the dark world. After meeting Riku in the depths of a sleeping Sora's heart, Ansem's data asks Riku what his name is. Because this data was created at the time Sora's memories were being restored, this version of Ansem should otherwise know who Riku is. That's fair, they've definitely interacted at this point, and you can't really know who Sora is without knowing who Riku is. Unlike the rest of Xehanort's vessels that have deep yellow eyes, Xemnas and Ansem have amber eyes. Because they are already incarnations of Xehanort, there is no need to infuse his heart into them. Okay, there I think he's specifically talking about Ansem's Seeker of Darkness, just had to make sure, so all good. In all of Xehanort's incarnations, however, he never had amber eyes. His original eyes were gray, and later became yellow through an unknown event. I'm trying to think back to what that unknown event would be, so if anyone has ideas now that we've got the Union Cross stuff out of the way, let me know in the comments. That could also be a Dark Road thing. We'll find out. Terra's eyes were blue, but turned yellow as Xehanort. However, over time, his eyes became brown. Finally, after his grand experiment, his eventual Heartless and Nobody both have amber eyes, like Ansem the Wise. An old colloquialism states that the eyes are the window to the soul. True. In the next 2 slides, he will attempt to illustrate the following. Terra is possessed by Xehanort, thereby becoming Xehanort. Terra's heart is subjugated, becoming the Guardian. Which is true. But doesn't the Guardian also have that big chunk of heart missing from his core? I don't remember exactly. I'm sure we'll find out in just a bit. Xehanort, devoid of his memories, adopts his own persona as Apprentice Xehanort. True. Apprentice Xehanort, angered by Ansem's rejection of his experiments, plots revenge by using him in the grand experiment by swapping souls. Well, that's interesting. After the results of the experiment, Xehanort takes a form we have never seen. Ergo, the perspective is shown from his eyes while stabbing Bragg. Ansem is meanwhile infused with Apprentice Xehanort's soul. I think he's talking about Ansem, Seeker of Darkness here. Not sure. Ansem is banished to the realm of nothing by Xemnas, which that is clearly Ansem the Wise, while Xehanort's heart carries out its own plans. So I'm going to take a moment here just to say the people who are in charge of character names, they really should be sticking to unique names for exactly this reason. It's really hard to keep the two separated, especially since their histories are so connected. So really wish they wouldn't do that, you know? Anyway, let's continue. That's cool. Fair. So Xehanort puts his heart into Terra. Becomes Xehanort because they've merged. The Guardian is formed. Does look like he's missing his heart because he's heartless, but his heart is bound. There's the heart. And they swap. Which would make Ansem the Wise the cloaked Xehanort who becomes Xemnas? We can be sure that we have not learned everything surrounding the events of the Radiant Garden experiments. In a future installment of the Kingdom Hearts series, a world based on the Disney Pixar movie Soul can help to shed light on the subject of souls as pertaining to Kingdom Hearts. The film explores not the great beyond, but the great before, a realm of souls before they come to Earth. For souls to enter the realm of Earth, they must first be given an identity and personality, find the interests and hobbies they will be good at, and then gain an Earth Pass to be the spark that brings them to life. The Earth Pass is a sticker that is located on the soul's chest where the heart should be. Okay, I'm going to trust him. I have not seen Soul. It's not one that called out to me, so I didn't watch it. I don't know that I will watch it. So I'm going to trust him here. Conclusions. Apprentice Xehanort did more than just pen his reports with Ansem's name. He pilfered his existence. Through learning what happened during this grand experiment, we may be able to learn about what happened to Yozora. Okay. In Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, Strelitzia's data was taken somewhere before the datascape shut down. We have reason to believe that her data can be treated like a soul and is being housed in Stella in an alternate video game, Verum Rex. Meanwhile, Stella's soul was ejected and awaits rescue in the final world. I think that's fair. Definitely one of the cooler theories I've heard about Stella. We do know that her heart was replaced with another's. So who's to say it wasn't Braig? Although personally I think that was the Master of Masters, because I don't think Lucio actually makes it over to Unreality. But we also don't know that it was Lucio that took Strelitzia in the first place. So, definitely a possible theory. Okay, so basically, what I got from that video is that the theory is that the grand experiment was Xehanort attempting to switch mind and soul rather, with another person, specifically Ansem the Wise. I'm not sure that I necessarily agree with that. Personally, I think the grand experiment is probably something to do with the extraction of hearts, or something to do with restoring memory. Because that's Xehanort's true goal, is to regain all of his memories and to figure out how to do that through Subject X. So, but I do like this theory a lot. I think it's certainly possible that the grand experiment was to do the whole shebang, not just something with the heart. I'm also not sure that he would have switched with Ansem the Wise, just because as Diz, he seems very much like himself. Maybe I missed something in that theory. The slides where it actually illustrated it threw me a little bit. So I'm still processing that part. If y'all want to explain that further, please do so in the comments. And honestly, I'm really interested in your thoughts on this. What do you think the grand experiment was? Could it have been something like swapping the mind and the soul with another person? And do you think Soul will come into Kingdom Hearts in Phase 2? Let me know all about your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, check out my Patreon. All of those links are in the description box down below. Until next time.